everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hot Chips. We have a fresh serving for you every Tuesday and Thursday, and today we are discussing virtual reality.
VR.
Whether it's going to fail, whether it's going to be awesome,
Yeah.
it's going to be both.
In particular, we're talking about the headsets.
Yeah.
Right.
So not like the whole virtual reality as a concept.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Okay,
true.
VR headsets, sorry.
Aren't they one and the
are
same?
we? Yeah.
You need
There's
the
no
headsets.
other virtual reality.
Well,
need to
there's
have
like
headsets,
the Matrix, the plug into the back.
What's going to happen when VR releases in a couple of months?
Well,
Slash.
no, the first one got delivered by Palmer Lucky today.
Today.
The first
Wow.
pre-order got delivered personally by
Wow.
Palmer Lucky, and he flew to
Oh,
Alaska.
I saw the box actually.
That's crazy.
He flew to
First
Alaska.
Oculus.
Much?
He got to the guy's address. He knocked on the door. He opened it up. He said, "Hey, you're the first owner of a consumer version VR headset."
Okay.
And
It's
he
an
doesn't.
Oculus, right?
He didn't own a computer.
Oh no!
He was periscoping the whole thing.
He's
It was
totally
super. It was
VR ready.
live.
Why did he buy it?
He was probably a scalper.
Oh, that's
He
so
delivered-
upsetting.
Or was he one of those guys that's like, oh, it's like a console as well. It's all in one, right?
Maybe. But either
Oh,
way,
dear.
That's awkward.
That's
that was
really
super
awkward.
awkward.
Did they not vet it? Did they not like do the research on who the guy was?
No, they
Okay.
must have done nothing, right? So
Yeah.
it was pretty much, let's deliver it personally
And
to
this
the
is
The next murderer.
first pre-order.
And this is an American company, right?
Yes.
Because usually when they do stuff like that, stunts like that, it's all scripted, and it's like
Yeah.
there's cameras already in the guy's house, and he's opened the door, and it's a surprise. But why are the cameras in his house?
Yeah.
You know? So
This was not that.
So
This
that
was
just-
not thought out.
Now it's just proved the point that stick to your fake scripted stuff instead
Yeah.
of like going to the scalper's house with your brand new thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a sidetrack.
Yeah.
So, three major contenders
Uh-huh.
for VR. We've got the Oculus, which has released or is
The
releasing
Rift.
this month. The Rift,
Yeah.
the Rift. PlayStation VR and the HTC Vive.
Yeah.
Really,
Which
three major.
All look to be
contenders.
pretty similar devices, really.
Yes,
So
Cardboard?
maybe Google
Sorry.
Cardboard.
I-
Probably about the
It's
one I
not.
can afford.
It really, yeah.
I have no interest in any of them apart from the PlayStation one.
Neither.
and the Gear
Yeah.
VR, I think, as well.
Yeah.
The Gear VR for the mobile users.
I would be very interested in hearing a PlayStation owner who wants not the PlayStation VR's perspective, because that just seems so easy, right?
Like even
Yeah.
even the people that I know that have a PlayStation that are not typically hard out tiki guys, they're all excited about the PlayStation VR.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the price point is just tempting enough that you
Yeah.
could afford one.
Well, you could say.
But you need
Yeah.
to buy the camera and the Move controllers as well.
The
If
Move
you would already
controllers.
own them if you played Just Dance.
But like I thought the DualShocks are the Move controllers.
No. So you need to
No, you
to
do need Move
use
controllers.
VR. You need the Move controllers. You need the Well, yeah. I mean,
Does
it
it
depends
come
on the
with a
game.
kit?
Right?
it
surely
will
it
depend
comes
on the
with the Move
game. No,
controller.
it does not come with
No.
anything.
I mean, it's the
You
same.
can't even buy them anymore.
Yeah.
What?
They
I
must
tried to
be
buy
able
one the
to.
other day.
Oh, you can
They'll
buy
be
them.
they'll be bringing them back
Yeah.
in, for
Just
sure.
New
get
Zealand, casual New Zealand.
No,
Yeah.
I went and tried to buy them recently. You can't get them.
And then there's the Oculus Rift. Obviously, you need it comes bundled with a Xbox One controller for your PC.
Correct.
But they're going to be releasing the touch controllers at a later date,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
they haven't
right.
announced the
Right,
price
yeah.
point.
But it comes with little headphones.
Little headphones built into the,
cute.
which they're meant to be a really good quality as
Yeah,
well.
and you can
High
unplug
quality.
them as well and use
Right.
your own. For it really well. It's quite a convenient little machine.
Yeah.
But of course, we're kind of along with the HTC Vive. You need to get a beast rig to actually run anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I
Which is
think PlayStation is going to dominate this iteration of VR.
I'm with
Right.
you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to bring it out. It's going to be spec'd so it can run consistently well on the PlayStation. They've built it specifically for that piece of hardware. They know it can run it. It probably won't look as good as the other ones, but like the developer support's going to be there. They're building the right type of games for it. You know, they're not doing like Call of Duty VR that's like 1080 and like 4K or whatever, and it's running at 1,000,000 frames per second, and it's
Yeah.
like you're actually fighting. It's nothing like that. They're focused on like fun kind of indie almost games like 1,000-foot robot golf, and
They
I
want
think
them in the living rooms of people.
yeah, and I think there's a Danganronpa one that I'm quite excited about.
Very
And,
The
Very
good thing
very
about it is,
Nintendo-y.
well, and the
Yeah.
good thing is Sony are laying the lines, like the rules down as well. They're
Yeah.
saying if you're making a VR game, it cannot run lower than 70 frames a second.
yeah,
So they've told the developers that you're not going to have your game release if it doesn't hit that frame rate.
Yeah.
Because they know, just like Oculus and HTC, that if it doesn't hit those frame rates, it's not going to be immersive. You're going to cause headaches for
Yeah.
your consumers.
Yeah.
Literally.
There's a lot of downfalls, yeah.
and that's the quality control that really only like a hardware provider can do. Like,
Yeah.
because people are gonna, as soon as the Oculus releases, they're gonna have indie developers that are just releasing stuff onto the web, and there's no like getting flooded with crap and
stuff that isn't optimized or stuff that's built for beastly machines. And
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
So it's worth mentioning though that PlayStation is last to market out of the three.
When is that? When
it's
is
not
that?
until
October?
Yeah. So we're hitting March, August. October?
March.
Can't remember when the Vive comes out.
That's April, I
Is
believe.
it?
It's.
Okay.
I think they're shipping in April for the first pre-orders.
Yeah, so I mean, there's kind of like I'm interested. I'm kind of going to be curious to see the split in the hardcore people who do buy, either the Rift or the Vive first, and then because lots of PlayStation VR pre-orders are sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, what are
And the Oculus ones are.
what are the the Rift and the what's the HTC?
Vive.
What are they shipping with?
All right, so the Vive is pretty much the only one that comes with a complete package out of all three. So it comes with the headset, it comes with the lighthouse setup, which is for your markers for in the corners of your rooms, and it comes with the controllers.
But what about games?
There's a huge list of games. I don't know if it ships with a game.
I think it comes with 3.
So it does come with some.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I heard that from. I can't remember
Yeah,
where
I
that
don't
was
know.
quoted.
Whereas the Oculus comes with a headset, a controller, and I think 2 or 3 games as well.
Definitely comes with Valkyrie.
And it
Oculus
comes with
definitely
Lucky's
comes with
Tale as well. So definitely those 2. There might be a third. And the PSVR, that will surely launch with a couple of smaller titles.
Yeah.
And it will have just the headset. No camera, no move camera, and move controller, and no PS camera.
Do you think they're going to sort of treat the PSVR more like a peripheral than anything else? Because it's sort of like, you've got your ones and things and all of that. That's sort of what consoles do.
yeah.
It feels very peripherally.
And that probably is why a lot of people are more comfortable to buy it.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
just know that they can plug it in and it's going to work.
Yeah.
I think it's probably
People are also quite concerned about Sony's track record with bringing out new pieces of hardware and not supporting them.
Right.
That, and I think
Hello, Vita.
across the board is my issue with where VR is going to go. If anyone's going to have a chance of making it mainstream, it's going to be Sony.
Yeah.
If you're going to have the best experience, it'll either be the Rift or the Vive. That'll be where your best experience is. But there's just so many hurdles. There's so many things that I've been following Oculus from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of their dev kits. That's something I'm really keen on. But they're my biggest concern right now. They're shipping it with an Xbox One controller. But they know that the best experience is with some sort of hand controller, like actual moving controller. That's what HTC is doing, that's what Sony's doing, and Oculus have plans to release in the future.
Yeah.
The problem is they're going to have the headset out on the market in the next week. And the developers making games are going to be making games for the controller. Okay, so by the time the touch controllers come out, no one's going to have developed much for it.
Yeah.
So it's that chicken or egg thing. The same thing that plagued the Move when it came out on PS3 was no one's buying the Move because there's just there's nothing for it because developers don't want to put the time and the money into developing for it when no one owns it. So it's kind of, I'm worried about the same thing. Unless a lot of the HTC Vive games can work with the touch controllers when they come out, then I think there's a very good chance that the Oculus is a sit-down Xbox controller experience, and that's it. Where I think your HTC Vive is going to be you get up, you walk around your empty space, and any seated ones have your hand movements and stuff as well.
Has anyone played a standing? Have you played a standing VR game? I haven't.
It's pretty limited with the dev kits that I've got.
I've done it.
It's possible.
I did it at Digital Nations when they had
Oh,
an
really?
Ultimate, and I almost fell down.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
Oh, that's right. You
it
were
was
on
the
the
roller
dinosaur.
coaster
I was
one.
on a dinosaur.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
concept.
So you're standing
It wasn't
up.
a
I put the
standing
thing
game,
on.
though.
No, it wasn't a standing game, but just standing up and like being
Really weird,
in the VR, like you had to put your hand on something.
Yeah, you
like,
did. That's right.
it's hard
Even
to
when
keep
it
your
was
balance.
completely still.
just standing completely still, but like in the VR,
did
I was on a
get
roller coaster.
the vertigo.
And you
Yeah.
kind of like, which way is up again? Like,
Yeah.
So standing game is very different from the idea that something else is moving around you because it only moves when you move.
Yeah.
Which is why that wouldn't have worked as well.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
And there's heaps of videos of people going on the Oculus Rift or the Rift coaster, and
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster, and people are like leaning and falling and stuff
Yeah.
like that and needing help.
It's fun though.
But having those experiences where replicating like the old school light gun games
Yeah.
with your moving controllers, where you are
Duck
in a
hunt.
space where you can crawl and look under something
So-
and duck side to side and all that kind of stuff.
So what's your dream VR game?
And that's where I just don't know, right? And
I
that's
want to be Lara Croft.
that's
I don't know.
another one of my biggest concerns with VR is first-person shooters at the moment they don't work.
Yeah.
Because if you're using a controller, then you've got an analog stick to do your movement, and you're not as immersed as if you were walking. But if you're up and you're walking, you're going to have the problems of the real world being in the way. And you've got games that for the Vive that utilize the 15 square foot area, I think it is, right?
And they can detect
I'm not
things that you're running
and when you
into.
get close to the wall, it kind of shows you that you're getting close to a wall or moving close to its boundaries.
Jordan doesn't actually want
Jordan
to
don't want to do that.
But you can't just get up and run.
And we're still technically
to your wall.
technically you're still ages away from that being realistic.
Well, they've got the Omni, which is it tries to solve it,
the floor
which
thing,
is a big thing that you
I've
set
seen
and you
that,
buckle
it's
and you've got the specific shoes on, and you can run and your feet slide on this little.
But like you don't have that. It's like, do you have the resolution to actually make that legit?
Trust me, when it comes to really immersive games in the Rift, you don't need fancy graphics, you don't need huge resolutions. Some of the most immersed I've been, and this is really sad that I'm admitting this, is Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. So I'm most excited about vehicle games,
And
so,
those will be amazing.
Yeah, so either you're in
you're
a Star Wars you're pod racing, or you're you're in a starfighter, or it's Gran Turismo and you're in the car,
Or you're controlling a mech, something like that. Anything that's seated, that you have the freedom to look around and actually
mech
do
wars
stuff.
would be cool. That could be a shooter that would work.
Yeah, there's tech demos of mech games out there, and they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Having extra controllers would just be seriously cool as well, because you can, I don't know, there's just so much you can do.
You should get a gyro chair. You
need to read Ready Player One. That's what you need.
Oh yeah.
But having like a force feedback steering wheel, having the pedals and stuff, and jumping into something like
check your blind spot.
Checking like Dirt Rally or Euro Truck Simulator. There's something amazing about holding onto the steering wheel, looking out your window and backing up your truck to connect a trailer. Like it feels so legit.
You hear that click, you're like,
It feels so legit.
Planting your strawberries in Farmville VR. I'll go have to harvest these later.
Like, it's stupid, but it's amazingly immersive. You feel like you're there. Going into a game like Dirt. Now, I've only played, I think Dirt 3, there's a mod to get it working in there.
Yeah.
But it was amazing where you were literally like, you're doing big drifts around corners, and instead of just being tied to the cockpit view normally where you're just looking straight out the window, right? Window. You're looking into the corners. You're looking out your side windows and stuff to really gauge where you're going. And they found that people were losing like serious time off their best scores because of the extra ability to see more.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Imagine being Peach or like Yoshi. That'd be amazing.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
And then there's like Luigi Steer.
That'd be
like,
cool
right
actually,
beside
because
you.
like you'd hear the blue shell and you'd be like,
No!
And you'd look
see
up
it.
just before it hits.
yeah. Well, you could like
Behind you,
wait,
run
and
into
you
a
got the
wall.
banana behind you, so you wait till someone's there, and you're like,
It'd be great.
And with the controllers, you could do that. You could actually. The other thing
Imagine
is,
like you're driving and then you throw the
Throw the
shell.
controller.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Whoops.
See, I hope someone's listening to this. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh,
Yeah.
Mario
You,
Kart
Nintendo,
VR.
definitely watching our podcast.
Right.
Yeah,
So
'cause-
we've very much touched on why VR is cool. Why it's an awesome experience. It definitely is an awesome experience. I definitely don't think this generation VR, it's broken a lot of ground. It's definitely made the industry realistic. It looks like it's there. But I honestly don't think it's going to be a commercial success.
not even PSVR.
Not. I was with PSVR, but I'm not super into that now, considering I don't know what they're going to do with the PS4.5/4K.
Sure,
I'm wondering if that's going to suddenly turn into a barrier to PSVR, or if it's going to be something that ups the quality of it to the point where if you're playing on a PS4, you feel like crap as a person. So I'm not super sold on that anymore. But I think that is the way that it would go for mainstream.
Sony
stuff.
could really screw the idea of it going mainstream if it works on the PS4, but is actually immersive on the 4.5. Should the 4.5 be something that comes out, that would splinter the market. It would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a smart market decision, I think. So I'm fingers crossed, eh?
Interesting.
But I feel just with the evolution of headset VR, because I think the next generation of VR is going to be something that takes you away from a thumping, lumbering kind of thing that's on your face and really close and things like that. But I think just the entry price is too high for a lot of things, and potentially with the 4.5 that extends it. But I do have faith in PSVR, and then of course buying a new rig on top of getting the headset for the Vive.
Yeah.
Particularly the Vive is like massive, but it is the complete package. But still with the Oculus, getting something ready and then making it work is kind of like But then you've got motion sickness, potential motion sickness, disorientation, which is something that I feel like I don't get sick and I can play VR for hours on end, but when I take off the headset, I'm just like.
Amy gets sick playing Minecraft.
I do get sick playing Minecraft, but I've never felt sick in VR.
Never felt sick in VR?
No,
Okay.
I don't know what I've never been in it for a really long time, though.
They've done a lot of research into it, and they are saying they're trying to fix a lot of those problems.
And a lot of the problems as far as motion sickness have been fixed as long as the people making the games hit the minimum requirements.
Yeah.
And in the dev kit space, people just haven't been doing that because it's all been about finding out what those are, what triggers motion sickness. How can they fix a lot of the warping that happens with the lenses and all these kind of things? And they all trigger, just trick your brain into thinking something's wrong. And that usually leads people like feeling sick or dizzy or sweaty and stuff like that. And it's it's definitely fixed.
How long have you guys spent in VR to the most point? Do you think?
Maybe
Not
like
long.
10 minutes. Yeah. Not
hours.
A long time, no.
Hours. You've been in hours?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And it was,
I've done like.
At
Euro
one
Truck
point-
Simulator. I had at one point.
okay.
I
drove the country, drove Europe.
I maybe lost 2.5 hours in one go.
I really thought you were going to say days.
playing Truck Simulator.
That's the future of VR, Amy.
And
Have you ever just thought about just becoming a truck driver?
Drive the roads.
It's quite realistic.
Ice
You've got the wheel, you
truckers.
can turn around, and you can attach your trailer. What's just like real
I can
life.
do this
Have it
for real.
multiplayer?
So yeah, I have spent a lot of time, but I've also spent short amounts of time
Oh, yeah.
on games that clearly weren't modified or built correctly.
Oh, okay.
Alien Isolation, they showed that at E3 working with the Rift, and when they released the game, they took all of that out because they're like, oh, it's not ready. But people found the code for it and got it working. And there's something about that game that when you look left and right, the world kind of tilts or even tilts up a bit slowly. So you've got to reset it manually.
Oh, okay.
But normally the first realization that something's started tilting is that prickly sensation that you're going to throw up.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
And I've wanted to play it and people have played it. I just couldn't get any more than 10
Someone's going to create a sickness simulator.
They will.
And you just
They
put the headset on,
absolutely
and you just got to
Just
like,
shake.
can you do an hour in the sickness simulator? And you're just like,
It'll be like, don't move.
It'll be like, don't move. Yeah.
Just move.
So let's talk price points then, I guess.
Oh,
The next thing. Because you're right, the biggest
Yeah.
thing that's stopping me moving forward with buying a Rift is the price point. I think it's about 1,250 New Zealand dollars to get it shipped.
Yeah.
180 US of it is to get it shipped from Australia to New Zealand.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
180 US dollars.
Is the guy bringing each individual one?
Maybe. It feels like possibly we're paying for some of his flight to Alaska.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
extensive.
Oh, dear.
The Vive, I think, is about 1,400 or 1,500 New Zealand dollars. And again, and like you said, most people who have a PC will need to upgrade something,
Yeah.
whether it's a
that was another
graphics card.
question. I was like, how do people? Because I don't know. I'm not a hardware person. Like, do people have those good at PCs? I don't know.
I've got a relatively good PC. I can play most things at high to ultra.
Oh, yeah.
I will have to upgrade.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You need a GX 980.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, I upgraded recently. I've only got a 970. 980s are
Yeah, see,
expensive.
that's just that's
So
ridiculous.
realistically, I think I had a look at what I would need to get it up and running, and I'd have to spend another $1,300.
Holy heck!
So,
Wow.
Yeah. I
13 to
That's
$1,700.
a high barrier.
So like that's recommended. I still think it will work.
That's
'cause
recommended.
It worked on my old AMD, but it was still.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Like, so the DK2 works flawlessly in so many different experiences at the moment. But one of the things I don't have for the consumer version is enough USB ports, USB 3 ports, I think it is. And so I have to upgrade my motherboard to get more USB 3 ports. I could definitely run games at the minimum, but because of the tech behind the consumer version is different to the DK2. Whereas the DK2 was one screen that had divided into left and right images, you have two 1080p screens vertically in the consumer version. So you need the extra CPU power to be able to render to two screens at once instead of just one screen. So it's sadly not as simple as it worked on the DK2, it'll work going forward.
Yeah.
You'd likely, for the Vive, for the Rift, you're gonna need to upgrade.
Which might be a bit of a market.
I kind of consider myself, I guess, almost a mainstream customer for this. I'm not like the super VR person that's going to spend thousands of dollars, and I feel like PlayStation's price point of, was it $690?
Yeah.
$629, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so about 600 New Zealand.
$700 by the time
It's
you
basically a new console.
That's right on the edge for me.
Right on the edge.
That's really like it's a really tempting price point, but I would never go any higher than that. I think if that had a 7 in front of it, I would have been out.
Yeah.
I think it's just they found a way to kind of keep you interested in that.
How much was the PS4 at launch? Okay.
It was
$640.
about $650. Yeah.
Was it not
Right,
$649?
so it is more than a PS4 was at launch.
Yeah, it's about the same.
With the extras. Yeah.
That's honestly scary.
But
to
when
me.
you think about like these consoles were the cheapest consoles ever to launch, like they kind of just they brought the bar down for everyone.
Yeah, it was the PS3 that was.
PS3 was like $1,100.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a shitter. They had to go back to the drawing board on that one and brought out a new one.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the E3 announcements.
Yeah.
Like, I keep getting more excited by the day for E3 announcements this year. I think there'll be lots of VR.
Cool.
There's going to be a hell of a lot of VR.
Yeah, there will be.
But again, that's another concern of mine is
It's hard to show.
there's like AAA developers have been so quiet on VR. There's not something they're like, oh, we've got all this cool new stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Like Ubisoft has shown a flyby game that they've released, which is like you're a hawk flying through the Assassin's Creed world. Like that's it. There's no Assassin's Creed VR game
Or
coming.
is there?
Well, if there is, it's not announced. There's just nothing.
That's why I'm excited. I've got hope.
I think you're going to see a lot of big publishers announcing really small downloadable games to test the waters.
Yep.
I don't think you're going to
okay with
see.
that.
I don't think you're going to see Battlefield 5 VR. I don't think you're going to see Assassin's Creed or
They have announced Battlefront works in VR.
which is
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's
it all works
a big
in
thing.
VR.
Right?
That's
Works.
huge for Sony.
Alien Isolation.
No, but
Isn't
that's actually listed
No,
on their
it's actually
titles.
their launch title.
That's for PS,
but
right?
Yeah.
that
So I
is,
think-
you know, it's a port. It's not a.
No, it's
not a
listed
native
as
VR experience.
Battlefront will work.
Yeah, it will work. It's not a native experience.
yeah,
though.
maybe not.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be you're just being able to look around. Here's your gun. Still click. I don't know. I don't believe in it.
Well, but what would you want out of Battlefront other than looking around and using the controller to shoot?
Well, I would wait for the controllers, and I would
yeah.
use those as this for the guns and this
Yeah.
for your lightsaber, and have an actual experience around it. But
See,
I
I
feel
wouldn't be
like
surprised if they've done that. I wouldn't be
they
surprised
might
if they
have. They
have.
might
Because
have,
they've
but
got
it
the
looks like a
controls.
direct
Right.
port when you see what they've done with it. But what they've done with it is only demonstrations.
Sure,
it's not
sure.
actual.
I'd rather use the
Yeah.
controller.
As an intro to it, I would also rather use the controller. I'd rather get used to it.
I'd rather play the game
True,
but
true.
in VR. Like, I don't want to have to be like, I'm shit and everyone's way better than me because I've got this
I
gun.
It'd be
think
even
you'd be
worse,
surprised,
though.
man. I agree.
With VR.
First-person shooters at the moment with a VR headset and a controller are terrible.
You guys just
You
not
just
good at that.
you just have no. I mean, it's not about how
Like-
well you play. It's about how immersive they are.
Yeah.
Having a gun attached to your face is a really weird experience.
I don't mind
Just
it.
where you look is where you shoot is really odd, and it's
that
almost
can't
not
be
enjoyable.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
It's hard to please.
Maybe we
should-
should do it how the Wii did it, like where the things sort of float.
If you can, have it like this
Yeah.
and use your controller to actually
I'll
aim
go
and
play
shoot.
Splatoon.
Yeah. I'm all for the idea of this generation of VR turning into the net cafe of the future. I think
Yeah.
that's where it's
Arcade.
going to end up, like an arcade. Yeah, that's where I want to see it sort of end out as
Yeah.
we move forward.
I think there's going to be a massive influx of VR in arcades.
Yeah.
We'll see that in Japan first, I think, because they're still big with their arcades.
That'll be very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
Although it'll be weird walking in and seeing them going. Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Good stuff.
Take us out, Amy.
That just
Sorry.
about sums up everything there is to say about VR.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you going to pick one up? Do you have one pre-ordered? Which is your favourite? Let us know below, and we'll see you on Tuesday and Thursday for a fresh new serving of hot chips.
Subscribe.